liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any public comments? Hearing none, we are going to move on. First thing I'd like to say is just thank you to the city for allowing us this space while we are under construction, so thank you. So we're going to go ahead and get started on special presentations. And our first is the introduction of the Center Street Assistant Principal. Dr. Johnson.
Great. If we could have Emily Moran come on up to the dais here, we'd appreciate that. We'd like to put people on the spot. So Ms. Moran here holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Communications and a Master's of Arts in Childhood Education from Adelphi University, as well as a degree in Educational Leadership from Hofstra University. A lot of degrees there. Additionally, she is highly qualified with numerous certifications from New York in early childhood development, English language development, technology, and leadership. With all of this, Ms. Moran has worked closely with her colleagues and administrators to elevate the quality of teaching and learning in her schools. Her collaborative approach and dedication to professional development have consistently resulted in positive outcomes for both students and staff. I had the absolute pleasure of being part of her interview process. She was very impressive, answered the questions great. You mean that maybe a relatively young administrator, but she sure didn't act like it in the interview. Was very, very impressive, and we are happy to welcome her aboard. Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Good evening, President Beachley and members of the board and Dr. Johnson. It's an honor and a privilege to be here and to serve as the new assistant principal of Center Street. It was definitely a rigorous process to get here with three rounds of interviews, and it's just such an honor to be selected to serve such a wonderful community and a beautiful school. As Dr. Johnson said, I just moved here from New York. We're not even at a month yet. So when I was looking for a new position, I was looking for a community that made me feel like home. And the place that I came from was a small community just like this. I grew up, student taught, and worked in the same school, and leaving that was such a hard decision, but I wanted somewhere that had the same values as I do, and that was instilled in me there. And I'm so lucky that I found El Segundo and that I was selected to be in this position. And everyone that I've met since I started has been so welcoming and so encouraging and so supportive, and I couldn't be happier to be here. So thank you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, and this is our picture op. So if your parents are in
This is my family.
picture.
So much. Take care. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you again.
I went on to loft.com and bought everything else.
Okay, so we're going to move on, and it is my pleasure to give the oath of office to our new student representative. So if Grady could just meet me up at the desk up here, we're gonna get this taken care of. Grady Lubes. You don't have to tuck your shirt in. So is this already on? So you ready? Yes. You're going to repeat after me. I, Grady Lubes, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
I, Grady Lubes, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and to the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
And so now you get to come join us on the dais. Come back, we're gonna do a picture first. Other Mr. Lutz, come on up. You are family.
Do a little sandwich here.
Come on in here.
How did they get this? Just a second.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, Ashley.
All right. It's like I have to count chairs now. It's like... These chairs are crazy. Okay, so no pressure, Grady, but it's time for your report. So you're up.
All right. Hello, everyone. To start off, this summer, the ASB officers and the junior governor, along with our activities director, Ms. Richmond, were fortunate enough to attend Cata Camp, where we learned leadership skills and got some awesome ideas for future events. I had a great time. Also, the food was delicious. Later on, ASB got to kick off the school year early with our retreat, where we got a head start on preparing for all that's to come. We also decorated the school in this year's theme, which is going to be ancient Greece. The seniors are Athens, the juniors are Sparta, sophomores are Thebes, and the freshmen are Corinth. Link Crew was also a success as always. All of the leaders were stoked to be there, and the freshmen got to have a nice welcome to El Segundo High School. Just a few days later actually was registration, which also went very smoothly as always. And then, as you all know, today was the first day of school, which was exciting for many reasons. First of all, we finally got to see the new band building in action, which was very exciting and great to see. This morning was senior sunrise, where we got to eat some breakfast, and the class of 25 got to enjoy our first day of school together. Also, with school being back, means a lot of fun to come across the arts and athletics. As far as sports goes, football, girls volleyball, and our first ever girls flag football has begun. Football won their first game on Friday, 56-12, and girls flag actually played earlier today. So yeah.
And crushed.
I heard.
Thank you. Do we have any updates from ESTA?
Mike is about my height, so now that we got that out of the way, it's good to see you guys, the board, and Dr. Johnson, or as you told us to call you, Jason, out here. And we just want to say the flag football game was well attended. It's good seeing some of your faces out there as well in attendance. from a serious point, though, we just, as ESD, would like to thank all the hard work that goes into the school year prior to it, whether that's our IT teams, our custodians, and everybody else that was hard at work, as well as our admin teams, just getting everything set up for us to have one successful school year. So we greatly appreciate that. A lot of us, it was probably nerve-wracking for some of the newer teachers with the first day of school approaching, but I think everybody handled it quite well, and we look forward to having another great school year. So thank you.
Thank you. And I don't see anybody from CSEA, so we're going to move on to our next presentation, which is Dr. Johnson talking about his 100-day plan.
Thank you. Board President Beachley, members of the board, Tracy. Tonight I'd like to present on my 100-day plan. I've had the last 2 months to work with the team, and first and foremost I want to say thank you to the folks that are here on cabinet as well as the rest of the district. I second CSTA that it is an incredible effort to get the school year started. All hands on deck. You mean like from students, staff, custodial, M&O, IT, teachers. I mean, like, it is a monumental effort, and the first day of school shows it. I mean, like, and it was a great day and really appreciative, and I'm excited to present where we go from here. Oh, okay. The on button. All right. Okay, so in summary, 2 months of listening and learning developed the 100-day plan. This plan identifies strengths and opportunities for us to move forward, and Gesundheit. And then the plan will also share some key actions for the 24-25 school year. This is our true north. It is the graduate profile. This has been in the district for a while, and there's been great work that's been done around the graduate profile. When I came to the school district, this was one of the greatest things that attracted to me, because all these things that you see here are what kids need to be successful. And if that is our true north, then to me, like, one of the biggest things I think schools battle with is relevancy. And I am very proud to work for a school district that puts forward the skills necessary for our kids to be successful beyond school. So what has Dr. J learned this summer? Here we go. First, let's start with who I talked to. That is a long laundry list of people. I want to give a special thanks to Tracy, because she's the one that had to schedule everybody. But people were so diligent with their time, and I was honestly very touched, I mean, like, by how much people made themselves available to me and are committed to, it was a very common response, which is like, we want you to be successful because we want El Segundo to be successful. So this time is very appreciated. And then, of course, at the end there, Dr. Bill Watkins enjoyed having cookies and tea in his living room, quite literally. So thank you, Dr. Bill Watkins. All right, here are themes that I took away from some of these meetings, beginning with the community. So first is the area of volunteerism. To think about El Segundo and El Segundo schools, volunteerism is key here. I mean, like, from the PTA to even the Chamber of Commerce, our corporate partnerships. If you go in the Ed Foundation room, you will not just see parents there, you will see business, alumni, and people that don't even have kids in the district anymore. It is a total team effort in order to make the school district go. Next is relationships. Another thing that I learned in my time in El Segundo is that everyone's related to everyone, quite literally. And so relationships are key, that you cannot be successful in the school district without continuing to foster those relationships and to leverage them for the success of our students. The parent-school partnership is key in any school district, but in El Segundo, you mean, like, our parents understand, you mean, like, that they are partners, and our school understands that they are partners as well, too. And continuing to find opportunities to work together to make our schools great is an opportunity that we'd like to leverage. And then finally, hey, perfect timing, the city-school collaboration. The reason that we are in the city council chambers is because of the positive relationship we have with our city. They were extremely gracious, and then when they found out, it was like, hey, our boardroom's going through some renovations, can you help us? The answer, absolutely. So I think that just highlights us being in the room today, I mean, like, the power of that collaboration. Staff themes. The need was clear. Leadership stability is something that's highly desired by our staff. We have principals that are most in their second or third year, and that is highly desired. Having stability in our leadership at the school sites creates better outcomes for kids and better outcomes for our staff. Special education, like any district, always has its challenges. I appreciated hearing the feedback from all stakeholders about that. I'm interested in hearing more from Dr. Plotkin and the CAC committee, about what we can do in order to continue to grow. But I will say this, that as a former special education teacher and working in several school districts where if you're the special education administrator, you're for sure over special education, that many of our challenges are normal. Special education across the South Bay, across the state after COVID has experienced a lot of different challenges from family to school across the board. And I do feel that El Segundo has met those challenges very well and that will continue to progress. And I look forward to the work, but I'm impressed with the work that Dr. Plotkin and the special education team have done to date. Then team. Team means supportive partners. I heard this phrase a lot, about support and about partnerships among the staff. And I think it's just really important, that when you're working together, that you understand that it is a two-way street. That was a common theme, and that's the El Segundo way, is working together, which comes back to the why. And it's just really important that if we make decisions, whether at the district level, at the site level, or even on the classroom level, that we have the why behind that. This is a community that's all in on its schools, so everyone, who participates and volunteers, that also gives them a voice. And so it's just very, very important that if we make decisions, that we provide a strong rationale behind those decisions and are able to also explain that rationale. School themes. So on the education side, college and career underlined preparation. We have a unique opportunity here in El Segundo to provide our kids with career readiness opportunities that I don't think any other city can offer. And people laugh at me, but to summon our great mayor, no 5 square miles has as much industry and innovation, and that is such an opportunity to be leveraged by our kids. Our children here, they are the sons and daughters of entrepreneurs or those folks who are working in some pretty advanced industries here in El Segundo. And so there is an expectation among our families and our students to offer those opportunities in our schools, because college readiness is what is necessary, but now it is not enough. We in K-12 education have to provide those opportunities for work experience. And I liken it to that I have more degrees than a thermometer, but the experiences that I summon on a regular basis are not what I learned always in school. It's my job at the movie theater. It was my job teaching swim lessons. I was working as a custodian. A lot of times those experiences inform my daily work in schools more so than any other. So I look forward to working together as a team to put an emphasis on the career readiness part in our college and career preparation. Our schools are great, and we need to market them. Social media is a great opportunity. I think some folks find it scary. I find it an opportunity to show families what's happening in the classroom beyond what they could ever experience by even volunteering. So we're working together with our consultant partners for communications in order to give our parents a better look into the classrooms via social media so they can have daily experiences in the classroom but not have to be there. Centralizing systems. There are a lot of different systems, and El Segundo has a great local control for each of its school sites, but centralized systems are important, such as data management, for example, because a lot of times that work of managing data and data analysis falls on a principal or on a school site to put that together. That is something that we as a district, as a central system, can provide a better opportunity. Dr. Plotkin's already endeavoring in this work in order to centralize our data. And that is one example of when you leverage all your resources as a school district, you can make the work easier for those sites so they can focus on what's happening in the classrooms. And then finally, the P12, or preschool through 12th grade, unity of experience for student experience. as a special education teacher and having the opportunity to work all three levels from high school to middle school to elementary, it's just so incredibly important. I mean, like that when students have a P12 experience, that experience is unified like the school district says that it is. And that's particularly important for those students with special needs or at-risk learners, because for them, each year should not be a start over point. I mean, like they should have opportunities to make that growth. So we'll continue to look at cohort data, or in other words, when a student, however long they are in our school district, do they grow or do they not? I mean, like, and looking at multi-year data as opposed to one-year snapshots. All right, so here's your 100-day plan. There's a breakdown of the timeline. I mean, like, you know, and three breakdowns of meeting, which is already accomplished, I mean, to addressing priorities, and then collaborating for long-term goals. And that translates into some various actions, which I'll highlight, and goals. And our goal is to create goals. I mean, like, so we are actually due for they're at the end of our goal cycle from 2020 to 2024. And so our 100-day plan really does focus on aligning our focus for the next 3 to 4 years. In the area of strengths, the people. The people are our strengths. You mean like, and I don't need to tell anyone in this room that. I'm new, so I'm experiencing it for the first time, but we have fantastic leaders, teachers, and volunteers and staff. Next is student achievement, and it's not just in academics. Today, as we were watching the girls' football team dominate, it was just another highlight of our students are talented in many different areas. I mean, like, and that's why we received awards in many different areas, such as the California Democracy Award. And then finally, you talk to anyone else again, and I have, because I've had a lot of these meetings, as you can see, and everyone has an aspiration. No one says, and I just want it to stay exactly the same. What we hear from folks is, and this is how it could be better. And that, to me, is a strength to be leveraged. Opportunities. There, hey, look, there's the city. Yeah. Relationships. As I mentioned before, leveraging those relationships is key because our city, our school district trades off of them. Industry, as I have mentioned, there are so many incredible opportunities that we look forward to grasping and giving our students those opportunities. And that goes from career readiness to internships and volunteer opportunities. And then finally, as I mentioned, our true north, the graduate profile competencies, is a great true north in order to continue to align that unity of experience for our students and have them work towards goals that will help them, not just in their future for college, but for their career. Here are the areas of priority. Proactive safety collaboration. These are immediate things that need to be handled. Our schools are very safe. Our team has done a great job. And we can do better. I mean, like, so this is something that we're going to tackle right off the bat. We're already working with El Segundo Police Department for a joint exercise that should be coming up in January. And then we're going to continue to do assessments to make sure that we are offering the best safety practices for our students and our staff. Student wellness is always a priority, short and long term. And so Dr. Plotkin and the team are working on gathering data so we can start with a solid baseline in order to know, like, okay, how are we doing? I mean, like, and where are we going to go from here? But I do view that student wellness is #1 priority for anything that is regarding achievement, because that is the foundation to get our students where we need to go. And then understanding the student experience. You'd be surprised what you can learn from students if you just ask them. They have a lot of ideas, many of which over the years I have stolen outright because they're great ideas, and then we put them into practice. So we're going to be doing some days in the life. We're going to be shadowing some students, and we're going to be working with student leadership groups. And again, we're proud to have Grady here and giving us feedback in order to continue to make that experience better. Here is a list of immediate actions. I've been attending community events. Really enjoyed the art walk this weekend. Lots of fun. Thank you, Meredith. So the best way to understand El Segundo is you got to be here. You got to be here. You got to be talking to people. You got to be intermixing and learning what the priorities are. Going to continue to do that. The team and the site principals, we've rejiggered our new leadership design, so how we collaborate. And to summarize, we're taking our collaborative processes onto the school campuses versus being at the district office, and our focus is going to be on being in classrooms and instruction. That is where the work is. And then finally, oh, look at that, be on campus. There you go. So as I shared with the staff when I was having our back to school rally, you know, I come in peace, but I like to be on campus because that's where the work is. In order to understand how to lead and how to do what's best for the district, you gotta be on campus. Our goals. First, focus on quality instruction. That's the most important part of our job. You know, that students benefit, I mean, like if we put our emphasis on what matters most. 2, partnerships for a changing world. So we'll be taking the roadshow, working with our local businesses and corporations, and even, again, continuing to grow in the area of college readiness and our partnerships with colleges. I've learned a lot about that just recently, in order to make sure that our partnerships are supporting what students need for tomorrow. And then finally, graduate profile articulation. We are working on that with graduate profile articulation is what is happening at preschool, the elementary level, the middle school level, the high school, and like, is it working towards a common goal? The answer is yes, and how can we be better? Thank you, President Beachley. Appreciate the opportunity to present about my 100-day plan.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from the board?
I'll just say I do appreciate how much you have been in it everywhere.
Thanks.
With everyone. Like that to us is so important to be part of this community because that's what makes El Segundo so special. So thank you for doing all that research, and we look forward to helping you create this new vision and be with us for new goal setting.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I have to say, what also sticks out is your passion, but yet you are so humble. And like the ESTA rep said, you are approachable in the sense you're like a friend. You say, call me by my first name.
Yeah.
And that is, it takes some getting used to, but we definitely appreciate it because we understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
You are someone that you really feel like you can break bread with and roll up your sleeves and work side by side with. So thank you.
Thanks, I appreciate that. It's a team effort. We're in this together.
Looks like my mic is on. Great presentation, and obviously we've seen it before and we're very familiar with it, so no questions, but I did want to say that I see your work already in action. This morning I got the Gundo Gazette, which is the communication to everybody associated with the high school. And I saw that they're going to focus on the learner part of the graduate profile for the next 2 months. And I don't believe I've seen that before, and I think that's already here because of prompting from you, because you're coming in and seeing what we have already with fresh eyes and saying, hey, what are we doing with this? And it's already working, so congratulations on that, and I'm looking forward to being part of your journey.
Yep, thank you. And the high school team's doing an incredible job. Shorthanded, no less, as well, too. So kudos to that team.
Right, they are shorthanded. I'd just like to thank you. We've actually spent a little quality time at different events. We were at the art walk and a few other things, and I've had a chance to introduce you to some community members, which has been really fun for me to do that. But it certainly has been fun watching your interaction with the community, because one of the things that we were looking for was somebody who wanted to build and was going to build relationships in the community, because that is a very important part of the city and the district working together. So we appreciate you being at those things, bringing your family to those things is really meaningful. So
No,
thank you.
It's not work when it's fun.
All right, so I think we can move on. Yes, we're gonna let Jason come back up. We are going to move to the consent agenda. Somebody would move.
I move to approve consent agenda items A through JJ.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. All right, on to action item. Sorry. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Grady, you get a vote. No, you're right. You do get a preferential vote. My bad. Grady, preferential vote.
Aye.
There we go. Now we're official. I'll do better. All right, action items, here we go. Acceptance of gifts, Tracy.
All right. In accordance with Board of Education Policy Number 3290, the Board of Education may accept gifts as long as there's no conflict with the Ed Code or other public laws. The school district has received generous donations as detailed below, and these donations do not conflict with any Ed Code or public laws regarding acceptance of gifts. We have Center Street School PTA in the amount of $2,050.20 to be utilized at Center Street School, Kroger in the amount of $1,416.69 for El Segundo Middle School, and Chevron $225,000 district-wide for AI. I move acceptance of these gifts.
Second?
Any discussion?
Besides the wow, yeah.
Besides the wow, and thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Chevron, and thank you to our team that works on AI and is making this make sense for all of us as we move forward.
All right. With that said, Grady, preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. Next on the agenda, approval of the agreement with Palos Verdes for BITSA. Dr. Gooden.
I recommend approval of this item with Palos Verdes Peninsula Unified School District to provide new teacher induction for our teachers that are in their first and second year. This is a requirement to clear their credentials through the state of California.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can we ask them to go easy on us on Friday?
Sure. I don't think it'll help, but sure.
Have some control over that one.
Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, passes 4-0. Next, we have the approval of a resolution. Ms. Linz.
Yes, I recommend approval of this resolution. This is adding Dr. Johnson as a signatory for fiscal documents in the district.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Other than we need to be able to have him sign checks?
Somebody should sign some checks, yeah. Okay.
Somebody needs to be able to do that. Grady, preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, passes 4-0. Approval to amend the use of facility fee schedule. Ms. Linz.
Yes, I recommend approval of the adjusted facility fee schedule. This acts as the Performing Arts Center rental use fees onto the schedule.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, passes 4-0. Approval of bus transportation agreements. Ms. Linz.
Yes, I recommend approval of all of these bus agreements because of the shortage and the cost associated with bus use. We do have multiple contracts that we enter into each year to give our schools options for field trips and athletic trips.
I move to approve action item E.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. For F, approval of contract with healthcare, and this is Dr. Plotkin.
Hi, Emergis Maxim provides healthcare staff such as CNA, certified nursing assistants, licensed vocational nurses for students with special needs, and I recommend approval.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, passes 4-0. On G, approval of master contract with Heritage Residential. Dr. Plotkin.
Yes, Heritage is a residential treatment center. It is California Department of Education approved. It's located in Utah, and I recommend approval.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. Another one for you, Dr. Plotkin, the approval of the Community Advisory Committee.
Thank you. The Community Advisory Committee is a Southwest SELPA Special Education Parent Committee. We nominate Ms. Cami Rodan, a Center Street parent, to join Ms. Mary Jo Gagliardi to serve as our 2 CAC reps. I recommend approval.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Just thank you.
Yeah, thanks for their service on this. And
Yeah. Talking about volunteerism, here we go. Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. Ms. Janasek, your turn.
Yes, thank you. I recommend approval of a consultant agreement with Dr. Tricia Kalea, a former Coatson instructional coach, to work with our amazing elementary teachers to deepen their implementation of illustrative mathematics and cognitively guided instruction.
I move to approve action item 4I.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Thank you for making this happen. This will be great. Everybody getting on the same page, moving forward. Lovely.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have this collaboration to help with the CGI and the I am, so that they can play a little nicer together. So that will be very exciting. Grady, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. All right, that takes care of action items. We are moving right along. Reports, informational calendar. You can see this posted, but it's also posted on the website. Financial statements, Dr. Johnson, anything special?
Nothing special. Routine.
Fall sports, anything we need to know about that?
Those girls in flag football today, man. Allie was dropping bombs out there. So yeah, but I'll have my report. But yeah, football games on Friday. Looking forward to it, and the next flag football game. So that's on my mind is next Thursday, which we'll be catching after what I watched today. Jeez, we're winners.
So I'm hoping that the schedules will all be on the website, and then I just go to Max Preps. That's another place to check out fall schedules. And if anybody would like to come see me doing my chain gang job for the Fresh Soft football games, those will be on Thursday afternoons. Okay, moving on to board member reports. Taima, what you got?
Thank you, President Beachley. First off, want to say a welcome to the new 2024-2025 academic school year here at ESUSD. We hope that you've had a restful summer. As a board, we have enjoyed various activities over the summer, including but not limited to the Chargers Training Facility Tour and Training Camp, and a huge thank you to the Chargers and the Spanos family for the generous donation to our El Segundo High School football team. The Rotary Annual Movies in the Park event, the Ed Foundation mural painting, wall painting on the CSS wall, the Embassy Suites ribbon cutting with the City Council, and the Art Walk kickoff celebration. We have also been busy preparing for this wonderful school year. On 8/13, we had a special board meeting, and the board members present were President Beachley, Vice President Glenn, and Clerk Miller Zarnicki. We enjoyed a strong kickoff to the school year, and we reviewed for the first time the 100-day plan of Dr. Johnson. On 8/22, we enjoyed the Ed Foundation Superintendent Roundtable event, where the originator of the event, Dr. Bill Watkins, introduced Dr. Jason Johnson. Fun fact, the event was started during the 1998-1999 school year with 13 original supporters. Other board members present were President Beachley, Vice President Glenn, and Clerk Miller Zarnicki. On 8/22, we enjoyed the the district's new teacher orientation, and we welcome 25 new teachers. Other board members present were President Beachley, Vice President Glenn, and Clerk Miller Zarnicki. On 8/23, we enjoyed the Back to School rally, and that was a wonderful celebration to kick off the new school year. But we also had a chance to celebrate the years of service, and that was a real treat to honor those individuals who have been with us. One sitting here that is 20 years, so, but definitely happy for the dedication of those individuals who have walked the journey with us here in the district. Other board members present were President Beachley and Vice President Glenn. Lastly, it is so fitting that I get to sit next to Tracy. Your commitment holds true in all aspects of your life, here on the board, in the community, and with your family. Please allow me to wish you and your husband, Mike, a wonderful, happy 25th wedding anniversary. Thank you.
All right, yes, it was quite a summer. And I do feel old when you say I have a 25th wedding anniversary, and I had to miss a couple of school things in celebration of that, but I was there in spirit. I've learned how to multitask. But no, I just want to add to that, like the joy that I felt today on our first day of school. I was at Center Street for a little bit today, and then again at the high school this afternoon. It was amazing. Like, kudos to everyone on all levels of staff and students who really brought the energy today. It was just beautiful to be out there and just be around that. And I hope it continues all year long. And again, I salute Grady for being awake for senior sunrise and yet still here now. So thank you for that. Thank you for your extra service being with us on this board. It means a lot for us to hear from you. And we always want you to speak up to us with anything you're thinking on topic and not, when appropriate. But we really value your voice here. So glad you can join us, and I think I'll leave it at that for our first night back. And oh, thank you, City Council, for your cushy chairs. Yeah. This is really kind of fun. Okay.
All right. So in addition to all of the beautiful events that Daima mentioned, I have a couple more. On the 13th, I attended the August meeting of the Ed Foundation's full board as they kick off the fiscal year in which the foundation has pledged to raise $2 million for enrichment programs at ESUSD. Primary reason for raising the pledge goal is to fund the district's commitment to maintain class size reduction in 4th and 5th grade. This is funding that's no longer supported by the state. The full pledge drive starts in the next couple of weeks with the ask of $800 per student. And there will be two major fundraisers before the end of this year, with the always popular Ladies' Night Out in the week before Thanksgiving, and a new event, Winter Wonderland in Chevron Park, on Sunday afternoon following the holiday parade. Winter Wonderland will be a family-centric event, but with lots of enticements for adults to join the fun. And yes, there will be a skating rink, so make your plans to be there. As we all know, the holiday parade is a huge event here in town, and this will be an added event to round out what's usually a wonderful day, and we usually get great weather too. So, and by the way, I'm representing here for the Ed Foundation. As Daima mentioned, the wall at CSS has been repainted with this year's theme and logo, and these amazing shirts are available to those who participate. On the 19th, I attended the council PTA. Cheryl Smith greeted her council on that evening at the Dr. William Watkins Library at ESHS. And a couple of notes from that. This year's PTA Reflections competition was announced. the theme is accepting imperfection. And all students are invited to participate by submitting original artwork in one of 6 areas: dance, literature, photography, film, music, and the visual arts. So it's a very all-encompassing competition, and I know it's well supported by our staff, so we look forward to seeing what the students bring to us. The El Segundo Council PTA encourages you to show your support and participate in the great things going on in our schools by joining the school's PTA. And I believe it's only $10, right? And they noted that they have a great participation already, and the year's just started, but now is a great time to log in and become a member. And also, plans are already in the works for PTA's marquee event, which is the Run for Education, which will take place on Saturday, April 26th. And I know Jason's going to do it, and I don't know if he's going to do it in a costume, but I'm sure, I'm sure he will, even if he's not a runner. Yeah, he'll crush it. And then, lastly, we had our an on-site facilities advisory committee meeting to review some projects that were completed over the summer. One big one being the connector at Richmond Street, which finally makes that school all one contiguous building, which was really great to see. And then some projects that will be ongoing for the next 12 months, which is kind of the reason we're sitting in this room right now. So we're getting towards the end of our bond program, and I think it's super exciting for our community to see what we've done so far, and now we're going to finish strong, right? And that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank Daima for sharing all the things that I did. Because we spent a lot of time together, and that's always a good time. I also had the joy of painting on the wall. When you go look at the wall at Center Street and Mariposa, I did the red down the ed, the ed and the exclamation mark. Well, you know, Chief's red, what can I say? So, so I did that. I will say the training camp at the Chargers was incredible, and I'm shocked that that Jason didn't share the lovely picture of me that he did with the whole staff at the back to school rally, where I am in fact wearing a Chargers hat, proudly. And we would very much like to thank them for the contribution to the football team. That was an incredible surprise and very meaningful. Along with all of those things, I am going to get started on my adjunct duties on Thursday. I will have my first SoCal Rock board meeting, and I know that Jason met with Dr. Rodriguez, and will continue to work on that relationship as well, which is very important. And I think that's it for me for reports. Your turn.
Thank you, President Beachley. First off, I want to thank Cheryl Smith and everyone that volunteers for PTA. You show me something cool in schools, and I'll show you most likely PTA is somehow behind it. Even this morning at Center Street, I looked over and I saw this big welcome back sign, and I told Rose, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, you guys did that? She's like, no, PTA. So just thank you, PTA. We cannot do it without you. Please, 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 annual giving is happening. I've done my annual giving. Have you done your annual giving? So friendly reminder, please contribute and donate. Ed Foundation is hustling already. I love the shirt. I like the look. Looking good. And I went to the Superintendent's Roundtable. It was really nice to be in a room with people who are 110% committed. It was just such a team effort. And it's interesting when you're in that room and you're talking to folks. I mean, many of them do not have kids in the district. They just love our schools. They've had positive experiences, and they believe in what El Segundo schools are doing. And that says a lot about this town and community. Then I want to just, with all the thank yous all around for teachers and staff, I want to take time to thank M&O, custodial, and IT. You mean like schools, you mean like, like if they don't do their job, you mean like, everyone notices. If they do their job, no one notices because things are normal. So those three groups, Danny and his team, just were really so on top of it, making sure that our schools were ready and open day one. So kudos to them. And I look forward to seeing Grady and company on the Friday night game, sitting together with the board here. It's going to be a great opportunity to watch our El Segundo Eagles beat the butt of my former alumni. I'm calling it right now. Peninsula, those Panthers are going down. All right? All right. And that's the end of my report. Thank you, President Beachley.
Sure. And with that, we are going to adjourn at 6:51.